us know when Michael is coming. And I start to talk.
What are your thoughts on your press officer? Tell us how you really feel.
You want the truth? You can handle the truth? Where is Mike? Oh. Yes, for me, always good. I think Tampa is an amazing place to. Good.
You guys are hilarious. Was it good?
It was really good. After I explain what they try to get
What was them?
from me when you are out.
I appreciate the effort. We'll just wait 1 minute to start. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined today by the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino. For those of you in the room, if you have a question, please raise your hand and say your name and affiliation. We'll begin with Stephen Goff from Yahoo. I don't care.
Mauricio, you've always been pushing the team's spirit and the culture, and I think we saw it play out a little bit at the end of the game the other day with Alex standing strong. What in those situations, you said the other day it can be kind of dangerous, but are you glad that he acted the way he did, or would you have preferred him just to get away from it? How do you, looking back on that, how do you see that situation?
No, I think we all feel now very proud about in the way that we act and behave. And of course, Alex was good because was defending and caring about the ball, about the action that was for us, because the referee said the ball was for USA, and that showed character and that we care. I really was happy when that happened, because I think when the aggression is coming from the other side, I think we need to defend ourselves, and that was a good moment to say we feel proud about in the way that we feel and the way that we are. Of course, can be dangerous this type of situation, but I hope that not happen again. But if that people is aggressive with us, okay, we are going to defend ourselves. That is the most important thing. I think for me is to, I think, be happy about and to give credit to the player in the way that we play, because I think the signal that maybe we were more trying to find and to show is the spirit, the competitivity, the fight together, the be together. But and then when we delivered that in the way that we play and in the way that it was the team better than the opponent in a tactical way or in the way that we play, I think that is what we want to see, because that is the important thing. The most important is matching the other areas, and then we can talk about tactics or we can talk about performance, trying to be better to the opponent.
Did you know his father was NFL?
Yeah. We met in the Gold Cup. Yes. We saw he's amazing. The father was an amazing player, football, and he's so strong. He was against 3 and they cannot stop him. It's difficult to make upset him, no? Be careful. It's a beast.
Mauricio, Baltimore from The Athletic. After tomorrow's game, you're not going to be with the group until March, 4 months. I wonder, are there things that you want to change for yourself? I know you mostly try to leave the players alone when they're with their clubs, but will you try to visit players just because that's so long between camps and it's so soon before the World Cup? Are there things you'll try to do?
No, we were talking yesterday and we were working a little bit today and tomorrow and continuous talk because I think it's really important that we need to understand that it's so difficult to be, involved with the player now in all this period because I think they need to respect and we need to respect the coaching staff that they have in the clubs. We need to really trust, but in the same time, it's a culture that we were building in all this time after 1 year with the players that were with us. I was talking with Aidan now, Morris, and said, you need to push. And you need to push yourself in your team. But you need to work with your coaching staff. Because we cannot go and be in the middle of your coaching staff, the demand of your coaching staff or your coach and your club, and what we are seeing from outside, that we are complete out of context, that the things that are happening the day by day. And because we have full respect for our colleague, it's about more the idea of if they need something, okay, we are here to help you. But if not, they need to do everything to be in the best form to be selected for March. That is about to be very, very exigent with the demand from us, because they need to know the demand when they arrive here, that where we settle our principle, and they need to be ready for that. If not, they're going to struggle. That is why the most important is to support in the way that they maybe want us to be part of, but if not, we cannot be involved in nothing, because I think our respect, and we have full respect for all the coaches.
Jeff Carlisle with ESPN. Mauricio, you talked a little bit about this the other night, but what's it going to be like going up against your old mentor, Marcelo Bielsa? Have you talked to him in the lead up to the match? I'm sure you'll talk afterwards, but what have those interactions been like?
No, I think it's first of all, my relationship with him is not like my friend. He's a person that was really important in my young journey when I started to play football, when I was 14 years old, when I was to Newell's Old Boys. And always my admiration and my respect is massive. I cannot consider him like a friend. I cannot consider him like another normal person. It's bigger respect, I speak with him in like a man that you admire, is your hero, is this type of person that you wait until to talk, no? You always wait him to say hello, and then you say hello, no? I don't know, it's massive, my respect. That is why when the people say, oh, you can describe Marcelo, no, because I cannot describe, because I have the respect that I have for him is massive, and I cannot allow myself to talk about him in the way that I appreciate and admire and love him. That is always to be there. He was key in my career like a player, and key in to love that game and to inspire. He inspired me to keep, pushing, trying to be a coach. Yes, tomorrow for me is a thing to enjoy, to be with him very close, and in the same time we are going to suffer because all the team under Marcelo management always are so tough to play.
I'm Mauricio, Doug McIntyre, Fox Sports. 2 questions, please. The first one, short space of time between the 2 games, just 2 days. We saw the players did regen today. How much will that impact your lineup decisions tomorrow? And then a bigger picture question, there's going to be a January transfer window before you see these players again, particularly for the guys that are in MLS and might have some interest because of what they've done with the national team this year, Freeman, Arfston, Luna, etc. I know it's an individual decision, but what do you tell those guys when they come and ask you if they have an opportunity to go? Is it better for them to stay here? They're settled. They're going to play, because moving mid-season sometimes is difficult.
Yes.
And the World Cup is coming.
Yeah, but every single player is a different world. It's a world, and you need to identify the situation and not to advise in the same way to everyone, because every single situation will be different. That is to take, seriously if that type of situation happen, and we will analyze if they trust in us and want us to be involved in the decision, and that is really, really important. When the player want to be and all the people around want to make us be part of the decision, of course we are going to analyze all the situation and give our advice, but it's difficult now to say, because at the moment you need the reality and the fact to analyze. Tomorrow is a good chance for some players that they didn't play in the first half, for sure, because it's not only to give the chance, because it's not going to be a lot of time after to have the possibility to play. And then when you play Saturday and Tuesday, also we need to think in the clubs that they own the players and not to take any risk, because I think they are in a moment that is very tough period, in the competition. And also we are very responsible, and we really care about the player and the clubs, because what we don't want in a very short period of, 2 games, different weather, different pitches in training, moving up and down. I think we need to be sure that if something happen, because that is the game and the sport, and things can happen, it's not because we take some risk, and we want to put a team that is fresh and thinking in they can fight for a possibility to be in the roster in the World Cup and be competitive. Of course, it's another challenge, it's going to be a different team, different opponent, but I think we are ready. I think it's a good opportunity for us to show that we are a team, that we work together with different characteristics maybe on the pitch, but I think we can keep the performance and the standard very high. Yes.
Hi, Maurizio. Peter Utzler from The Times. With these 2 fixtures against Paraguay and Uruguay, and you've spoken about how you want your team to be aggressive and play with intensity, and we saw that against Paraguay. Was that part of the thinking of picking these 2 sides, to almost build that identity within your own team? And do you feel now that we're seeing that identity have that intensity to them?
I think if you say to me, if that made me happy, of course, but that is not only need to be the signal of our identity, I think the identity is the way that we build from back, and the way that we respect the principle on the game, the tactical work, in the way that we play, in the way the capacity to rotate, and how we use the space, how we build from back, how we play in the medium block or with medium block, or when we are in the transition to going to dominate the game in the opposite half. All the space that we found and we use in the way that we use, in the way that we understand the different movement that we know very well, that in a team, when you work every day, it's easier to find this dynamic, but when you are in a national team, it's more difficult, because always different player, you don't have time. But I think in the way that we play, that is the identity that we want to translate in the next games, to dominate the game, to have all the concept and the principle very, very well, that work very well. And I think, if you say to me, I am happy about the aggressivity, the intensity, or in the way that we use the ball when we play in that phase, I think I am more happy in the way that we were capable to deactivate Paraguay when we didn't have the ball. But when we have the ball, how we make suffer them, to try to recognize, recognize in the way that we wanted to play, and for them, and was the coach that was telling you after the game, that was so difficult to match some superiority, to fix problems, that how we create 2v1 on the sides, or how we find the space always the third man free in between the line, how we use the half space and the possibility to attack the defensive line. I think that was also the identity that we wanted to create, and I think I was happy, very happy. It's not fair to say, oh, only intensity or aggressivity. I think the play in the way that play, and we were very much better than Paraguay. I think it's about to give credit to the team about that.
Second row to your right.
Thank you. Ryan Tolmich from Goal. Following up on that, one of the things you spoke about a lot at the Gold Cup was getting those principles and identity and that culture down, and from there then the performances come, and from there then the results come. Looking at the last few months, I think we've all seen that progression, but for you, like, was there a point where that started to click? Like, when you look at where this team has progressed from the start of the Gold Cup to now, was there a point where you were able to look at it and go, I think they're kind of starting to get what we're looking for here?
When was that I felt that?
Yeah, when did you feel that there was a point where that kind of started to take hold for you guys?
I think after March. I think all negativity was a positive thing, because all this negativity we used to build that journey. I think sometimes this type of thing can happen, for change things, and maybe you see the things in a different way, no? Because sometimes it's not to blame people and not to blame no one, but I think sometimes our perception sometimes can be wrong, even being inside. And that I think when the reality touch, I think that is important, no? And yesterday I showed some sentences to the player. Let's be realistic, no, and do the impossible. And I think that was good for us to see the reality. When you really touch the reality, and it's not the reality that you perceive or you trying to see, or you were convinced that was different. I think it's a good point to be, do the impossible to change that reality. And that is in the way that we start to work. We knew that never easy, because why we are here was because sometimes it was wrong, no? If not 1 year ago, why you keep going with the same, project? Because it's not easy to change in the middle of the travesty. You don't change the captain of the ship, in the middle of the storm. No, you give confidence and trust. But if something was wrong, you need to change. But when you change, you need time to build the way that you are going to operate and do the things. And I think explaining that is that always we were very convinced about our capacity to manage things and analyze, and to, even if sometimes it's difficult to translate to you and you to convince, the fans to be behind us, that sometimes we don't win, because that is normal, no? If we are talking about, I don't say that I am top coach, but when you talk about coaches, the big names, in the world, even they need time. They need time because we are not playing. We need to have the possibility, time to convince the player, to make the player better, to create a platform, to take decision, and then for sure it's going to. That is why you are right to be a great coach, or to manage teams, or the biggest team in the world. Always it's about time. When that happened and we arrived, was like, we need to play well, we need to win games, we need to do this, we need to do that. You need to make better decision, better player. You need to improve the player in 2 days. Okay, That was too much, no? Was too much, and that is not the way that you need to have, being relaxed to work. Be strong, settle your principle, sometimes struggle with the result, but no, when that happened, I don't say that now we are fantastic. We need to improve a lot. It's not that we are now so good and we are so happy. No, I think we are settled, and changing the mindset, and I think that is working. Hope that we have time to arrive. For sure, we are going to have time to arrive to the World Cup in our best condition. But the normal way is about a process to 4 years minimum, always in a national team, to be, to have all the information to take the best decision, and that's it. But we started 1 year ago with all the circumstances that maybe didn't help. But we are so happy, and I think we are very positive building this journey until to the World Cup.
Charlie, change the captain in the middle of the storm. This is Pochettino or no?
Yes.
Changing the?
Changing the captain in the middle of the storm.
Yes. Maybe it's a
Maybe it's Pochettino.
Maybe. You need to have big to change the captain in the middle of the storm.
Profe Pochettino, por acá atrás.
And to accept the job too. It's not only who made the decision to change, if not to accept that the ship is in the middle of the storm, and you need to find a way to go right.
Profe, por acá atrás,
tal?
Benji de Telemundo. No sé qué tanto consuma medios en inglés y en español, profe, pero usted sabe que en los pasados meses, sobre todo en español y también comenzando en inglés, acerca de estas decisiones, cuando no vino Pulisic, cuando no vino Reina. Ahora entiendo yo que ayuda bastante este último resultado. ¿Cómo está la interna del grupo? ¿Cómo se siente usted en el puesto de director técnico, entendiendo de que vamos a ser los locales? En ese sentido, la primera pregunta. Y la segunda, me gustaría preguntar acerca puntualmente de Alex Cendejas. Se habla mucho de él en la Liga MX. Evidentemente, él ya está disponible para jugar con el América, pero está en su ausencia aquí en la selección. Un poquito acerca de esas dos preguntas, profe.
¿Pero tú de dónde eres? ¿En
Mexicano.
español?
Sí, en español.
Bueno, yo creo que nos quedamos un poco, se quedaron un poco en el tiempo, ¿no? Yo creo que hace 3, 4 meses atrás había un poco de ruido. De todas maneras, ¿qué vamos a esperar? De los medios de México, de los medios de Canadá o de los medios de cualquier otro país, lógicamente querrán poner todas las trabas y querrán intentar generar conflictos, ¿no? y desmerecer muchas cosas de las que hacemos. Bueno, por eso yo no consumo, o consumo lo necesario en inglés y en español. Y realmente tampoco he percibido mucho de lo que tú dices. Yo lo que creo es que todos los países, todos los equipos nacionales, cuando no ganas, siempre hay críticas y hay problemas. Así que no... Creo que hoy en día, aprovecho en español para decirlo, hay una falta de respeto muy grande hacia nosotros, los profesionales. He visto la rueda de prensa de Costa Rica, el Piojo Herrera. He visto también, hasta después de también en México, su entrenador, Javier Aguirre, nominado para mejor entrenador del mundo. Y aún así nadie está contento. Ganas partido, pero siempre te buscan, ¿no? Yo creo que hay una gran falta de respeto hacia los profesionales. Yo creo que cualquiera hoy puede opinar y decir cosas que no tienen validez, pero que hacen mucho ruido, y hoy en día a través de las redes sociales se puede, ¿no? Fomentar, como siempre decimos, ¿no? Están los followers que te aman y los followers que te odian, los haters y demás, y eso hace ruido y parece que es un montón. Y no es tan así, no es tan así. Por eso nosotros también tenemos que tomar esto con mucha precaución. Pero sí que voy a decir que lamentablemente estamos en los medios y la gente que transmite y que traslada a los fans, ¿no? Lo que nosotros hacemos. Yo creo que hay que tener un poquito más, me parece, si estamos aquí es por algo, no es que nadie nos ha regalado estar sentado enfrente de un equipo nacional como Estados Unidos, o en selecciones como Uruguay, Marcelo, o México, o Costa Rica. Al final todos tenemos nuestro bagaje, nuestra experiencia, y que no es tan fácil. Me parece que está un poco esto donde tenemos que poner un poco de más tranquilidad, ¿no?
¿Se siente atacado, profe?
No, me siento atacado con tu pregunta, porque es una pregunta que si hacía 3 meses atrás, tú me la preguntas, pero como el caso Pulisic ya es viejo, el caso de marzo, cuando perdimos con Panamá y Canadá, es viejo, el caso, hay muchos casos que...
Cuando no vino Reina, que si venía, que si no venía.
Bueno, pero eso ¿quién alimenta? No nosotros. Por eso te digo que como tú haces una pregunta de que me parece a mí de hace 6 meses atrás, yo tengo la obligación de decirte que sí, hace 6 meses atrás había un montón de cosas, pero ahora no entiendo la pregunta, no la entiendo.
Y de Alex Sendejas, profe, la rompe en el América es el
Y si ha estado con nosotros, ha jugado contra Japón, ¿no?
Y su ausencia...
Y después se ha lesionado, ¿no? Es el mismo caso de Malik Tillman. ¿Está disponible? Pulisic, ¿está disponible? No han venido. ¿Por qué? Porque a la recuperación en la última semana de poder haber competido es el riesgo de traerlos, de cambiar de clima, de ambiente, de exigencia y demás. Y nosotros preferimos que estos jugadores tengan una normalidad cuando vienen de las lesiones, de no llamarlo. Pero eso no es más que esa explicación, y es un jugador que nosotros tenemos en cuenta como muchísimos otros. Al final son las decisiones, ¿no? Al final, si tú te pones aquí y te sientas en este lugar, también tienes que traer 23, 26 jugadores. Y si yo me pongo enfrente, te diría constantemente, ¿por qué no trajiste este? ¿Por qué no trajiste este? ¿Por qué no trajiste el otro? Al final son las decisiones, es la confianza cuando tú vas a un médico, cuando vas a algo, ¿no? Es lo mismo. Al final los especialistas somos nosotros y hay que confiar en eso, ¿no? Que después se puede ganar o se puede perder y me puedes criticar, muy bien, pero al final los que hacemos los análisis, los profesionales de esto somos nosotros.
Gracias.
Nada.
Mauricio, Felipe Cárdenas con Díaz Tarde. Voy a preguntar en inglés para el grupo. Mexico is the aggressor against Uruguay. Marcelo Bielsa even said that he was disappointed in how his team reacted to their intensity, the high press. They improved in the second half.
Marcelo wasn't happy.
Wasn't happy with his team's performance. I'm wondering what you take away from that, with the U.S. being at home, coming off an emotional win over Paraguay. How can your team attack Uruguay tomorrow night?
Well, I think it's always, games are games. And okay, we saw the game against Mexico. It was very tight game, again, in between two very good teams. For us, it's another challenge, completely different to Paraguay. Uruguay have characteristics very different to Paraguay, and it's a good challenge. It's going to be another, approach, different approach to the game, with different players, different characteristics, and I think we need to trust in that it's going to work, but it's normal. All these teams that were playing qualification, now is a moment for them to try to do different things and to find different things, to also give opportunity to different players. We were not playing official games because we were already qualified in the last year that we took in charge. I think was about to bring players and to play for everyone friendly games, but not for us. The problem was that we take 1 year maybe or 7-8 months to convince the player, the federation, the fans, the media, the staff, that for us cannot be friendly games. Because if I said to you that you are playing in Manchester United, come to play a friendly game, if you are Manchester United coach or fans, you say, Pochettino is taking a risk with you because he is playing too much game. Why he make play? No, how is your name? Felipe. Why play Felipe? He's taking a risk. If something happen, and bad luck, you suffer some problem. And then, wow, Pochettino have no clue. Why we take a risk? Take a risk with a player that need to be ready for the World Cup. If that are friendly game, how we evolve, how we develop, how we are to perform and to prepare our journey when we arrive to the World Cup. And that is the problem. But it's normal now. Paraguay, Uruguay, Japan against us, no? Or Australia, or Ecuador. that they now finish their qualification and already qualified, they start to see, to manage, to play with different players, to find different way to play. That now, because of this guy, and coach, you were right. Yeah, but this was about to convince, because play the Gold Cup is not important. No, it's important. Play, no, it's not important. No, it's important. But the problem was the mindset that we already changed here. And until there, how you are going to perform? If you come here and you want holidays, if you come here and say, no, I don't want to put the legs, because if I get injured and then I not play in my team. Yeah, but how now we are going to win games? How we are going to convince the people to support us? How we are going to improve in our game? How we are going to put our standard high? That is the problem. Question that were in the past. We need to analyze, the reality, not the things that are bullshit. Things that are reality. And then, okay, we can talk in this way. But come on, it's about to trust, it's a confidence. When we are right here, we are not amateur. And all the coaches like Costa Rica, like Mexico, that they were suffering, how they suffer, they are professional. Why don't work? Why doesn't work? Because of the coach out. But sometimes it's not the coach. Okay, but it's the easy thing is to blame the coach. No, the coach. No, the coach. Hey, what is going on in behind the scene? No? Mike?
I was just going to say I'd be willing to release Felipe.
So,
If we have
but
to rest
I really like
Felipe.
Felipe. I really like Felipe. No. He's in my starting 11 always. Felipe. Good.
Sandro.
Hola Mauricio, en español. Si me contestas en español veremos, nunca se sabe.
Yes,
Pero
of course.
¿Qué piensas del rendimiento de Tanner Tessman en los últimos partidos y estás satisfecho con su crecimiento este otoño y crees que él está en el camino para ser titular en el Mundial? Gracias.
Sí, para mí lo que lo estamos viendo jugar en Lyon está haciendo una grandísima temporada y con nosotros el partido contra Uruguay ha sido muy bueno. Es un jugador que tiene un poco de todo, ¿no? Que tiene una gran capacidad de recorrer campo, metros. Es un jugador que maneja muy bien, muy inteligente de las demandas del juego, de interpretación en la parte táctica, ¿no? De lo que en posesión necesita el equipo siempre. Es un jugador que puede construir, que puede tener la posibilidad después de transitar en la parte media y también puede llegar y tener gol y asistir, ¿no? En el último tercio. Creo que es un jugador muy interesante y creo que es un jugador que lo está haciendo muy bien, pero también con unas condiciones, ¿no? importantes de crecimiento todavía, ¿no? Estamos muy contentos con el rendimiento de Tessman.
USA Uruguay, presented by New York Life, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time at Raymond James Stadium. Thank you, Mauricio. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.